Cybernation Uncensored.
Hello and welcome to another exciting session of Star Trek Adventures, Flight Beyond the Veil, from Cybernation Uncensored. I am your game mistress, Winter. You can find me on all socials at gmistresswinter, and over at my channel, Mistress Winter's Court, on Mondays especially. I hope everybody's had a great week and hope you're coming to see all the fun shenanigans that this crew gets into week to week. If you're new here, then let me go ahead and turn it over to introduce the crew of the USS Parallax, starting with Juicy.
Hi, I'm Juicy Garland, a Boston area drag queen and super nerd. You can find me on Twitter at Juicy Garland and on Instagram at juicy.garland. And I am playing Lieutenant Tepre, our Vulcan science officer.
Well, wunderbar. And Jessie.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming back. I am just Jessie D, a longtime Trekkie, first-time player. I'm here on Thursday nights. This Saturday, you can find me over on the Roarcat Reads channel for a charity stream. And yeah, tonight I'm playing Lieutenant Commander Talon Sull, First Officer Bajoran on the USS Parallax.
Fantastic. And Anita.
Hello, everybody. I'm Anita, also known as Panita or Critical Misses online, and I am playing the captain, Mira Drell, of the USS Parallax.
Wonderful. And we are short Twisting Curses, who plays our Dr. Madmika, and hopefully they will be back next week. In the meantime, last time on Star Trek Adventures Flight Beyond the Veil, the crew had finally seen the wizard behind the curtain meeting with, or forcing a meeting with, a Cytherian who discussed some things at length with the captain, and the captain convinced them to provide some aid as well as some space.
If you can, by convinced you mean bullied, then yes.
A little bit. They offered you repairs at a nearby space dock that is completely automated. And by the time the repairs are complete, you've had a little bit of rest and completed some small tasks and projects that you would like to do. Now the con belongs to you, Captain.
All right. So our next goal is to... Someone please remind me of what our next goal is, because I am blanking.
Sure. One of the other
It was to get a piece of technology, correct?
Yes.
That's right.
One of the other pieces of information that the Cytherian had offered was that there is an outpost, a fold outpost, and had given you its coordinates.
Okay. A fold outpost that we need to infiltrate and steal a piece of technology so that we can develop some kind of anti body
Signal
or
inducing
signal
thing.
or
Yeah.
signal break or Faraday cage or something to stop this infection from spreading.
Yes, Captain. I believe it was to null the signal that we receive.
That's right, signal nullification. All right. I guess let's get to work. I'll poor Chort, we're gonna give Chort the night off. And I'm gonna
Wise.
take the captain's seat or I'll take the pilot's seat and I'll lay in a course for the location that our friend has given us.
Absolutely. Chort is grateful for the time off. Though
He's been stressed lately.
Yeah, very stressed. Both failing horribly, but then succeeding amazingly last week. So
He deserves the night off.
a little R&R,
Yeah, So I'll lay in a course and we'll get going to where we need to go.
All right. The signal is sent to the space dock, which its automated mechanisms detach and its drones fly from the ship, kind of like those little fish that will feed off of bigger fish, and then
like little pilot fish.
Yeah. They just kind of like swim away and head back into their various storage spaces as the parallax gets underway.
Pull us out, and then I'll take us to warp, probably like warp 8 or something like that to get us to this next location. So at least then we'll be able to have time to sort of formulate a plan.
Absolutely. The location is probably it's a bit of a ways, about 6 hours.
About 6 hours?
Mm-hmm.
That's enough for us to formulate something. Okay, so we need to find a way to infiltrate them and take this technology. Going through the front door isn't necessarily the way to go because, as far as we are aware, they can sense people that aren't members of the fold.
Yes, but Captain, we may be able to play on their openness to welcoming new people. If you can remember, the members of the fold that we met were eager to invite us into their spaces.
That is true, but that is also before we had the run-in with that very large ship.
Indeed.
I don't know how far word has traveled.
Can I ask a question about the captain out of character? Are you joined, Trill?
No, unjoined.
Okay.
Now, did we not successfully evade detection or like identification?
I don't know if we know that.
I think we have like an open invite. Like they are not hostile toward us except for the fact that they're like poaching our crewmen.
That ship that we were hiding in the warp eddy of was very keen to attack us when they realized we were hiding. We were there.
Right, and that was a big fold ship, right? That looked like a manta ray? Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We hid in the asteroid belt, and then they were very keen to start blowing that asteroid belt to smithereens. So I don't know how much of a warm welcome we'll be getting. And as far as we were told, hello, Raiders, welcome
Sirenscape.
Ooh,
in.
Raiders.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us.
As far as we were told by our new ally, this is sort of an out of a little bit of a further reaching outpost, not very well operated or personneled. Is that the right verb? It's gender neutral. I was gonna say manned.
Minimally manned or minimally personneled, yeah.
With a minimal complement of personnel.
Yeah.
That works too. Captain, could we perhaps try subterfuge and claim that a Cytherian ship attempted to destroy us?
We had to make an emergency landing.
Indeed.
Take
I
a
don't want to
shuttle
point
down.
out that we have a pristine ship that just got repaired. It's going to be hard to fake that.
They may not know our technology. We could leave some systems off.
We could
and
also
limp in, as it were.
we could also have the engineering teams make some convincing cosmetic damage to the hull of the ship to make it look as though we've taken phaser fire.
Opportunistically vent some plasma.
Make it seem like we've had to make an emergency landing and hope that they're willing to welcome us with somewhat open arms.
And one could hope that their biases against the Cytherians may make them prone to just trusting us.
Enemy of my enemy. Of my enemy of my enemy.
What do we do if we have two enemies?
Run, I do believe.
That's probably best, yes. So I think that sounds like a decent enough plan. We do have that runabout, and I don't think engineering is quite finished with repairing whatever was needing to be repaired to that one. The one that we managed to recover.
Oh, to the runabout?
Yeah, the runabout that got stolen by.
Yeah, the repairs.
We've also a ship like this would probably have like 2 runabouts that we could use, so we could always use like the second one. Get engineering to do some cosmetic scarring, like some phaser scorch marks.
That's got to be fun. Like just a couple of security guys out there going,
Shooting with their phasers.
Hey, you wanted it look real looking.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's what they've done this on the show. This is canon. This is actually something I've seen them do.
Should we
so it's a
go?
viable plan.
Should we attempt to disguise ourselves as individuals in any way?
Well, I mean, the ship is pretty obviously Starfleet, so going down in Starfleet uniforms wouldn't be out of the question.
And they're likely unfamiliar with Starfleet, as it were.
They have a few members.
They do have they have a few of us already that have been taken.
But if this is
unclear.
an outpost, they likely have not seen us.
They might not have seen us. And I'm not sure how quickly word gets around within the fold.
Indeed.
It's a calculated risk, but I think it's a good one to take.
So the game plan is to put down for repairs.
Put down as though we're making an emergency landing until
Okay.
we can conduct repairs.
Perhaps request aid in terms of resources. They may give us technology that is useful, without us having to thieve it.
See if they're willing to assist us, and if that is the case, then we can make off with a little bit of their technology. There is a specific piece that we're in need of, according to the doctor, in order to make, or it wasn't the doctor, it was Giri. According to Giri, there is a specific piece of technology that we need in order to make this work. In fact, it's probably best if we loop him in. Captain Tagiri?
Yes, Captain.
What exactly, can you send us the specs on the piece that you need in order to complete the project that you're working on?
there has to be some. I don't know what specifically. However, in my simulations, the piece that is not coming through, not we need a piece to bridge the gap between biologic and technologic.
And the doctor's nanoprobes weren't able to help you with that.
Correct. Not on a wide scale.
Okay. Too little Borg technology to work. But
So
I think
maybe
that's a good plan as
a
any.
module or some, I don't know, it could be a jar of goo. Something that can be connected to and has a organic component.
Organic components. All right, I'll see what I can do. We'll see what we can scrounge up on this planet.
Captain, one thing we may be able to ask for is that we could say we have a cybernetic member of our team who is injured from the attack. Then we could ask for parts that interface between bioorganics in order to get help in saving that individual. We may be able to make a request for just such an item.
That might be a fairly good idea.
Captain, I don't know if you heard of the USS Voyager. It was a ship that was equipped with biogel packs.
The bioneural gel packs, yes.
Mm-hmm. That is a biological component that interfaces with technology. If you'd like, I can intentionally blow some plasma relays and try to exchange the spent relays and some whatever currency they use here for some
To
gel
see if
packs.
they have that technology, bioneural gel packs. I know that our ship's not equipped with them. We use the standard EPS power conduits.
Also, I think biomimetic gel, although it's a controlled substance in the quadrants that we're from, might not be so here. You might be able to get that freely.
True enough. Okay. That seems to be as good a plan as any.
Very good.
Thank you very much, Giri.
Let me know if you have any further questions. And if you need, I wouldn't mind getting off the ship for a little bit. If you need me to join a away party or whatever.
Well, I mean, you're the person that knows what we need most of all, so we might as well bring you along on this away mission.
Ooh, this sounds exciting. I will pack my things.
Who am I to...
There's just the finest hint of displeasure on Tepray's face.
Who am I to deny a hint from the GM?
Oh, that was merely a suggestion, but sure. Yep, nothing is compulsory.
Cold Spider gave us a +2. Backpedaled and said it was supposed to be a -2, but we like drama, so I think we'll keep the +2. And we did get a -2 earlier, so they cancel each other out.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I will be putting those to good use if I absolutely can. All right. So, you've got a couple of hours. I don't know if you're going to take a rest or if you want to play a game of bocce ball or something in the simulator.
A spring ball.
Parisi squares.
I might take up a game of Parisi squares. Or I don't know. My first officer is Bajoran. Do you play spring ball?
I could be persuaded to join you in a match of spring ball. Sure.
I'm terrible at spring ball, but let's play a game of spring ball on the holiday.
All right, I'll take it easy on you.
So I think we'll have a little bit of a spring ball match. And as I'm getting my ass beat, probably very handedly, I think I'll say, so what do you think of this is going to be one of those like montages where like they're playing a game but they're having the conversation. It's like the Star Trek equivalent of a walk and talk.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, so what are your impressions of the crew so far?
I'm speaking candidly, Captain, I'm actually very impressed. I think everybody has gone above and beyond their station. I think that a lot of them are young and they have a lot of growing up to do. Um, Unfortunate that it has to happen under these circumstances, but if they come out of it okay, I think they'll be better people for it. And um, if we can implement some kind of senior officer, junior officer mentorship program on board, I know we don't have the time, but I'd really love to explore that option and maybe we can,
That
get
actually
some
is
of
a very
the
good idea. We'll work on implementing that. And honestly, there's no time like right now. We might as well get started with it.
definitely some leisure time I think the crew could benefit from as well.
Well, the minute we find a planet we can put down on and actually handle some shore leave that's not made of jello, I'm certain I'm certain the crew would probably do well with some R&R.
Some team building exercises maybe.
And I think when Talin mentions we're all very young, the captain sort of like has like a little bit of a look, like because the captain is fairly young compared to like a lot of Starfleet captains and got promoted pretty early. I think we're all kind of learning on the job. And I think that as strange as the circumstances are that we find ourselves in, I think we're all growing into fine officers. At least I hope we are.
How's your
Um,
shoulder?
I might need to go see the doctor about it.
Sorry about that again.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, I'm gonna make my way to sick bay. But I'll take what you said into under advisement, see what I can do to implement those things.
Sure, I'll start drawing up some duty roster adjustments.
Sounds good. And I think that's where we'll end that scene.
Sounds good. Lieutenant Spray.
I think T'Pray is going to spend this time just meditating in her quarters, putting on like some traditional Vulcan garb and just chilling out because she hasn't been able to do that for a while. It's been busy, busy, busy for so long because we've just been on the run or being shot at or dealing with crew members absconding with transport. And then one of them murdering another. Like it's been a whole shebang. So I think she is trying to dispense with some of that tension and some of the anxiety that is just slowly building. So she's just gonna take the moment to chill the heck out for the first time in a while.
I think that is a fantastic way to spend the time. And you're right. From day one, you have experienced one event after another and have hardly had the time for some relaxation.
Mm-hmm. And she's only been blown up by a computer once, but once is more than normal.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
that's enough, right?
Hitting quota.
Absolutely. The 6 hours to your destination are quiet. It's the first quiet that you've experienced in the last week or so, as you've hopped from incident to incident and dealing with things beyond your knowing, at least initially. And as you come into the realization and the understanding, the comprehension of the forces that are at work here in the galactic core, it can be a little overwhelming. But you have all taken it in stride and are growing as leaders, growing as people, as you exercise your values and your determination to take care of your people. The head of engineering passes by you, Lieutenant Commander Talon. We've gotten the runabout set up as was directed. I certainly hope you find what you're looking for down there.
Are you doing okay?
I admit it's been a bit of a struggle. Granted, the ship is held together remarkably well under the circumstances, and the captain kept her from danger. It's... You know what it is? The whole concept of the fold. Mind manipulation. Kind of just terrifies me. Because how do you know if your thoughts are your own?
It's an excellent point. I have faith that my decisions and my path in life are going to be guided. I don't know if you adhere to a faith or were raised in a similar way, but I find that comforting to know that everything that I'm doing is because that's what I'm meant to do. And it can be scary to question your own thoughts and wonder if your choice is being taken away, if somebody's giving you ideas that wouldn't normally be there. But that's just, being critical. I think if you examine every thought and question it mindfully, that's the only thing you can do to get through this.
Yeah, but if I start doubting my thoughts or second-guessing them, that will make me ineffective. Don't you think?
I don't think I would refer to it as second-guessing. I think I would refer to it as interrogating. I think you would get along well with Lieutenant Dupre. I think you should stop in and I mean, you're also welcome to my quarters if you want to join me in a prayer.
Well, you're Bajoran. I admit that I'm not familiar with your
prophets.
Yes. Or spirituality in general. Care to share some insights? Because I'm adrift.
Sorry, I can't hear you. My audio device disconnected. 1 second.
Would you...
I'm trying to read lips.
Would you share some insight or some wisdoms from your prophets? Because I feel that I'm a bit adrift. Everything okay?
Oh no, have we lost sound?
We lost your audio too.
Oh.
Oh no.
We'll come back to the spiritual moment
There you
momentarily.
are. There,
Okay.
now we can hear you.
Yeah, I don't.
Can you hear us?
I can. Yes.
Oh, I'm talking to Jesse.
Oh.
I don't think Jesse can hear us.
Oh no.
Oh.
Jesse's audio disconnected. So they've been trying to read lips. I think they're trying to get it fixed.
Yeah. Ooh, that's like right in the middle of things. Yeah. They might have to restart.
Yay, it works now.
Oh,
Oh, there we
good.
go.
Huzzah!
Okay.
So
Ah.
sorry for a sec.
It's saved.
Right in the
Now
middle
we
of
can
a
have a
really
character moment.
cool.
I know. It's like we were right there. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Yeah,
Not
my
your
headphones were
fault
just
at
like
all.
disconnected, and I was like, this was a moment we were having.
I know. Okay, back into it. Would you care to share some insight or words of wisdoms from your prophets? I feel that I'm a bit adrift.
Well, the funny thing about Bajoran belief is that I can quote scripture to you, but unless you speak to the prophets yourselves or you have a belief, it's really just empty words. So I would recommend that you find a quiet space, you sit down, you really think about what you're seeking and approach them and question them and get to know them. Religion is honestly not my strong suit, but I have found it to be a source of comfort. So there are more knowledgeable people, Bajorans, who follow scripture more closely. But I just try to live my life, as best I can and be mindful of my thoughts and intentions.
Perhaps I should find a good yoga program in the simulator.
That's a fantastic idea. Even, I think, just sitting on a beach, listening to the ocean, watching the sunset or sunrise. The great thing about the holodeck is there's no bugs, so.
No mosquitoes, anyway. I tell you, one of my favorite places or environments was always the woods, the forests of Earth. They're magnificent, especially if you find a place with redwoods. They're towering and massive, and it makes you kind of see yourself in a different light. Yeah.
That's a good memory for you to come back on whenever you're feeling stressed. Or question what you are thinking or what you believe. Try to recall that memory of the tall trees.
Yeah. Thank you.
No
I'll
problem.
let you on your way.
I will continue past toward the cargo bay to check out the runabout.
Okay. All right. And Captain, you said you were headed to the sick bay.
I was gonna get the shoulder check out after this hard game of spring ball we just played.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna get the doctor to just give me a hypo and send me on my way, probably.
Sure. Lieutenant Samson is attending currently as the doctor is
Recharging.
recharging. Yeah, that's
in a regeneration cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just having a nap.
Having a nap. So, Captain, are you feeling any pain here in the rotary?
Yeah, the rotator cuff is giving me a little issue. Listen, don't tell Talon I said so, but that that right that swing from the right side, it's mean. It's mean.
I don't think I'll be saying anything that's. I'm not much of a sports person.
Oh, well, thankfully you're good enough at fixing it. That feels much better.
Oh, good, good. Anything else I can do for you, Captain?
No, I think I'm all right. Just did the doctor finish up the scans of the rest of the crew?
Yes, yeah. We had our last few stragglers through. Oh, just before we hit that dot.
Okay. And do we have that final compiled list? Would you be able to pass that to me?
Oh, sure. Yeah. He definitely seems a little distracted, but
Are you all right?
He's responsive.
What's the rank on Samson? Is it lieutenant?
Yeah. Junior grade.
You all right, lieutenant?
Um. Well, I'm kind of bewildered, I suppose, Captain.
Bewildered. Why?
You think you know somebody? You know, it. I mean, granted, we haven't been aboard the Parallax for terribly long, but you know, Ensign Alpha seemed just
Seem
sweet
normal.
and innocent, yeah. And to have her just like,
That change so suddenly.
yeah,
Um,
it
well,
it was a bit jarring, and I I can't wrap my head around it.
I think you need to probably have a look at this, and I'll sort of pull up the data that we were given. It, the it's the genetic portion of this disorder progresses in a very specific fashion, and it could take this is, and I sort of lay it out on a screen. It could take a number of days before they show signs of change, and it could take a number of weeks. It is a gradual progression, and it's not or it's not Ensign Ulfa's fault that this happened. There's obviously a genetic component that causes the change to happen within people that are suggestible.
Yeah, I I see the data, and
It's just hard
that's
to sometimes wrap your head around it, right?
it is. I admit that I am glad of the time that I live in. That there are so few degenerative diseases that we haven't been able to cure or reverse. Now, I can't imagine living in, say, like the 21st century when you had Alzheimer's or
Any number of different
MS,
afflictions or
any
any.
yeah, any number of those, and because I don't know that I would have handled it well. I don't know if I'd have had the patience, and I know that's a terrible thing to say, but
I think that people find their own way of dealing with terrible situations. From what I can read of, at least of history of those kinds of problems on Trillius Prime, some people worked through their problems. Some people found other ways to distract themselves from the pain of living in a reality that wasn't necessarily conducive to the one that they wanted to live. There were a number of different therapies that would help with these problems, but not necessarily any cure. And that's the problem, is until there is some sort of way to treat these afflictions, we get stuck finding ways to distract ourselves from horrible realities. Could you imagine being in a place where you have to pay for treatment?
Pay?
Well, I know on Ferenginar, at least, you have to pay to see the doctor, you have to pay to sit in the waiting room, you have to pay to get treated.
What? That baffles me even more. Like,
Well, that's the problem, though. It's also not our place in Starfleet to judge other cultures or how they do their business. It's just...
you just think that a spacefaring species like us, like Vulcans, would have evolved past the need for like that material gain.
For Ferengis, at least, it's a little bit about the chase of acquisition, if that makes sense.
So it's not so much
it's the challenge. But we all find ourselves challenged in other ways, and we find ways to rise above those challenges. Anyways, with any luck, once we're done on this planet, we should be a step closer to having Ensign Ulfa back in her right mind.
Thank you, Captain, for the...
If that's any comfort, at least.
Yeah. Thank you, Captain.
I appreciate you being candid with me.
Well, I mean,
and
we've already had enough people hiding things. You know, what's the point of? Yeah.
Well, but if you need a distraction, in the meantime, I could recommend going to the holodeck. And if you're not much of a sports person, there is always watching sports. There's a few holodeck recorded matches from previous spring ball games, or maybe just take up a hobby to distract your mind from it some.
I will consider it, Captain. Thank you.
Thank you for fixing the shoulder, Lieutenant.
That's why I'm here.
Have a good rest of your shift. The captain will leave.
All right.
And I'm going to look over that list and see who else we've got that's at different stages of progression that might need to be taken care of. I'll pass it along to security.
Absolutely. Security will review it under the supervision of Lieutenant Sedgwick, and they will monitor any individuals who show favorable markers toward...
And I will also let them know that as we are approaching a planet that is a fold outpost, and that proximity to members of the fold does cause the affliction to progress, keep an extra close eye on the ones that are a little bit closer to, if we can, confine them to quarters.
Yes, Captain.
Thank you, Cedric.
Something that all of you experience as the ship is traveling. You all experience strange sounds, vibrations. And these sounds start out low, like a low grumble, just barely within your perception.
Can I try to run a kind of diagnostic or to see if the computer can make sense of these sounds, if it's like something trying to communicate with us? Is it a language?
As the
Lieutenant
ship...
Dupre, I might need your help with this.
Yes, absolutely, Lieutenant Commander Talon. I would love to.
As the ship is traveling, the sounds get louder when they do occur. And it's not constant. It's like almost like moaning from within the ship.
First, can Tupre run a scan on all of the HVAC throughout the ship to see if there is something or if there are some things in the duct system?
Sure, absolutely. Go ahead and give me a reason engineering, and you can help. The ship can help as well with a difficulty of 1.
I have 1 success.
Okay. The scan finds nothing abnormal in the ducts.
Nothing physical?
Nothing physical.
Okay.
There's an ensign who's crawled inside the Jeffrey tubes, is doing some maintenance and such, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Then Tupre would like to build a scanner to detect this is in my brain. I'm cackling in my head because I want to build the scanner from Aliens, which detects the like micro pressure changes in air to detect movement that otherwise could not be detected. And she also wants to, and I'm imagining it looks like that, but then on top of it, there's like a radio detector as well to detect like minor anomalies in like radio waves and just radiation in general in the ship.
Okay.
So it's like a twofer.
How about you, Lieutenant Commander Talon? How did you want to approach this strange phenomena?
I think I would try to see if there was any pattern to it, like a crypto-analysis side of things.
Oh, I like that.
To see if I could run some kind of like cross-analysis with the language database, or anybody who's familiar with like, that's why I asked for Tupre's help of xenobiology, maybe, to see if we could come up with like, is this a sentence or is it just noise?
Okay.
Yeah, both linguistic xenoanthropology and xenobiology would be helpful here. I said both, but that's 3.
Potentially. So let's do a reason science.
Who and for which part?
So Talon, you're trying to discern whether or not this is like biological or a language of some sort. So
yeah. So I guess with the ship's computer help as well. Hoping to just try to find out if there's like a pattern to this. And so reason science, you said?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I got a 1 success, I think. 7.
Oh, sorry.
No,
Yeah,
reason and science are terrible for me. So if I can use that -2, I will have 1 success and 1 complication.
Ooh, 1 complication. I'm actually going to impose the +2 to cancel out the -2.
Okay, sure.
The ship is no help to you. I rolled a 17.
Oh, bummer.
Curses.
Twisting.
As you're doing these various like radio scans and analysis scans of trying to identify potential language, keep it in my mic, potential language or vocals at all, it does read as vocal. Nothing comprehensive, like no particular words or sentences, but something's talking or making noise.
Okay. The best thing I can do next would be to try to help to pray with her contraption, using maybe my engineering improvisation. I imagine it's like the Ghostbusters thing that just does this for no reason.
It's somewhere between that and the detector in Alien. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So in that case, Lieutenant Prey, if you will give me a reason engineering as you're putting this together, and then Talon, insight engineering to provide like guidance on how to put this thing together.
Do we have other -2s?
No,
We have no
inspiration
right now.
Not inspiration.
We have momentum, so you can buy
momentum.
extra dice.
Yeah, you have maxed out momentum too.
Okay, then I'm gonna use some momentum here to buy. So that's 1 die.
Yes.
I feel good about this die, so we're gonna see how it goes. Because I have 1 success, but I want more. That is just a success.
Sorry. This is a difficulty 2.
Then I just got it.
Okay. All right.
So the scanner will function. Let's see if it tells us anything.
Ooh, yes. So that will be a control science.
Ooh, I like the way you talk to me.
Thanks, Call Drake. Another -2 for us players.
Awesome. Thank you, Call Drake.
Thank you. Okay. That's 2 successes.
Huzzah.
Your scanner. How does it work? Like,
So
what kind of data output is it? Is it?
This is going to be comedically cumbersome. I'm imagining like a metal box with like an oscilloscope on top of it and little antenna on the corners, kind of like my theremin over off to the side. And it's got like a strap that goes around my neck and like rests on my like torso, and I'm like looking down at it, going around the ship looking for signals of movement that it detects, trying to find the anomaly to trace it.
Okay. With 2 successes, you are you just kind of walking up and down the hall?
Oh yeah, I'm assuming like comedic, like original series montage of me looking down, bumping into things, being
pressing
awkward
past
as
crew
a-
members.
Yes.
Like just diving into one room and coming back out and going to the
And kind of maybe like Talon is with me, confused.
I want
There's
like the
probably, like-
Scooby-Doo montage of you going through different doors.
Yeah.
Yes.
With the like noise. There's probably crew members that are like looking sad and sullen, and Talon is asking them like, "How do you feel?" And Trey's just like walking.
There, you pass by probably about 3 areas where your scanner begins to chirp and displays a little icon.
Like on a little radar on the oscilloscope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lieutenant Commander Talon, I am getting readings on the ship. There is something present. What it is, I cannot tell.
Is it like corporeal? Is it invisible? I don't. What's the opposite of corporeal?
Incorporeal.
Incorporeal. Yeah, there you go. The scanner will pick up a spot, but then the spot moves, and you almost have to be right on top of it when it like kind of shifts and moves.
I want to try something.
Ooh.
Can I go to a weapons locker and get a Mark III rifle? And I want to set it to like that like wide burst beam on like super low setting, so that like if we come up to the object, I want to like spray the room with like whatever the phase is to try to like get it to appear.
Okay.
Oh, like blasting with energy and maybe
yeah, the like super low setting, like the lowest possible setting.
I like hit it with fairy
and it's
fire
like a wide beam. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
Now I'm imagining what this looks like with me with a giant rifle.
Yeah, right.
And then me just staring down at this dumb-looking box with knobs on it.
You actually look like Star Trek Ghostbusters. We've got Egon. We got Ray. Just kind of like headed down the hallway, on the lookout for Slimer or something like that. Your scanner. You head down to level 4. Deck 4. I headed down one of the halls, and it begins to chirp again.
Lieutenant Commander Talon, there, and she'll point.
Okay,
and
I will.
And she's pointing to an empty space, probably about a meter or 2 ahead.
And there's no crew members that are at risk of getting in the way of this phaser fire?
There's a crew member who kind of comes around the corner, looks up, sees you, and then just turns around and is back down where they came from.
Perfect. So as long as nobody's in danger of getting hit here,
yep.
Give me I will
a daring security.
Daring and security. Oh, these are my best stats. Let's do this. All right. So that's 2 successes.
Okay. Let me see what our successes are. Ooh. So your beam fans out across the hallway and catches just the tail end of something, but it is moving too quickly away to be fully illuminated by your beam.
Could I see it for a split second, like a portion of it? Or
just like
do I...
a small section. Like it almost looked like a small cloud, like a
Okay.
mist almost that started to condense but then evaporated very quickly.
I would like to contact our chief of security, Lieutenant Sejic. Erect force fields in, I guess we're on like deck 4, aft section.
Yep. Yes, Lieutenant Commander. And you'll see you'll hear the as the force fields come on at the end of the hallway and at intersections.
Does anything run into the force field? Like if it's running away from us or fleeing from us in some way, can I like trap it in a junction? That was my intention, anyways.
Yeah. The force fields, once established, they have a little bit of, noise, electrical noise to kind of show their form. Something passes through the one at the end of the hall and creates and just creates a whole bunch of static, kind of like you're looking at one of those old 20th century TVs.
Okay, I will contact the captain. Captain, I think we have an intruder on board, and force fields don't appear to be containing it.
So something that's mildly incorporeal?
I think that is the word for it, yes.
Mildly incorporeal.
If not fully incorporeal, Captain.
All right, that's very interesting. Let's see. What are any of you taking readings with the tricorder at the time?
That's good. That's an excellent idea. As I stand there with like
A
type 3
phaser.
phase rifle. Shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah.
Literally,
Which is
what's
perfect for
happening
you.
right now.
I was like, Captain, I have been taking readings with a device of my own discernment.
Oh, well, that's excellent to hear. I'm just trying to figure out this incorporeal entity that seems to be wandering through our halls. Does it seem to be doing any damage to the ship?
No, Captain, it does not. At this time.
All right, well, let's try and figure out exactly what is what its deal is, and I'm trying to be character so hard.
It seems to
Yes,
be
Captain.
the source.
I'm
will-
failing.
Captain, yes, we will identify the deal. Lieutenant Commander Tellen,
Yep.
did you mention that the readings you received appeared to be something like speech?
Yeah, it seems like it's it's the source of the noise, and the computer interpreted the noise as possibly a language
I
or
know
some
s-
form of communication.
I am familiar with xenoanthropology and linguistics. May I have a hand at that data?
Absolutely. Clearly we're startling it, and it doesn't appear to be damaging any ship systems for now. So I'm gonna go put this gun away.
Yes.
And maybe go trade it in for a tricorder.
And even though we may not be able to translate the information we have already received, if I can take this data, I may be able to use my device here to communicate with the entity.
Fantastic.
It can receive signal. There's no reason it cannot send signal as well.
As you turn to head back, there's another loud groan from somewhere around you.
Fascinating.
Do you think that it's trying to communicate in some sort of meaningful way? And is there a pattern to its movements throughout the ship, or does it seem to be random?
Was there a pattern?
There was no placement pattern, or location pattern. The sounds seem to be at random around the ship.
We are not yet to that outpost, correct? We're still on our way there.
T-minus 30 minutes, Captain.
All right. Oh, we might have to put a pin on this until after we're finished our mission on the planet's surface.
I mean, they might be trying to warn us to not go there.
That's true, but we haven't heard this yet. Or at any place where we've been in danger before. Still, it's interesting and a little vexing. Worst case scenario, let's bring us. I'm gonna go to because I'll go relieve the person that's at the helm currently, and I'm going to once we get to the system, I'm going to bring us to a place where we can sort of sit back and observe for a little bit.
Okay.
Before we actually make our approach.
Sure. The ship exits warp a good distance from the planet. From initial scans, long-range scans, the planet seems to be inhabitable, but barely. It is
like an L-class world.
It's a desert-like, L, barely M. But it's very desert-like, lots of rock formations, sand. But there are biologics. And
there are life signs on the planet, obviously.
There are.
All right.
Yeah. And there is an atmosphere.
All right. All right, crew, we are here. So what do we want to do? Do we want to hold off on our little trip to the planet's surface and solve this mystery, or is this one of those one impossible thing at a time?
Maybe we should scan for ships and any defenses first before we get too close.
That's a good question. Are there any ships in the system?
No, there are not.
We seem to be in the clear for now.
We are picking up that outpost, however, Captain. It is on the northwest quadrant of the planet.
All right.
Are there any planetary defenses?
None that we're reading, Lieutenant Commander. And it looks to be very small. Though I'm picking up some odd signatures. Like, they look to be ships, but they're not operational. Like a shipyard.
On the planet's surface.
Yes, Lieutenant.
Oh. Can we get a better scan on those ships? Are they different classes, or are they similar to the full ships we've encountered previously?
It's hard to get a good reading without them being in operation, but I'm reading designs, metallurgy from half a dozen different species.
I think that our arrival here, Captain, is fortuitous. That we can blend in, so to speak.
I
This
think
seems
that
like some kind of landing pad for new fold arrivals.
possibly a staging area. Yes. Or it could be, well, they did leave our ship adrift. It could be that they pick up the ships after they take the people, then transplant them here.
Mm.
It could also be a crossroads of sorts. As a small outpost, it may be a location for multiple lanes of travel, where they refit and refuel.
Possibly. Well, in any case, it'll be easy enough for us to sort of find a place to land and blend in. Or we could do our crash landing approach like we've planned previously. Just our good luck that we land on a place that has a bunch of ships. We might be able to get some parts to make our repairs.
I still think it is in our interest to appear as though we need material.
That's the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Make a emergency landing, make our way to the settlement, see what we can do to trade to get the parts that we need to replace things
Indeed.
that are missing on the ship. Things that, and heavy quotation marks.
Very good.
All right. Captain to Geary,
Yes, Captain.
I think it's showtime.
Ooh, this is going to be fun. I'll meet you at this shuttle bay.
I'm sorry to pray.
Just the Vulcan eyebrow raise.
It is fine, Captain.
The micro expressions from Dupree right now are killing me.
Oh, it's fantastic. I had such a great time with this. So Geary will head to the shuttle bay and meet you all there. If you want to get any kind of loadout, whatever you're thinking about taking with
Okay.
you.
I think standard loadout tricorders, communicators.
Recorder, communicator, phaser, maybe.
Like just a Type 2 phaser, not the phaser rifle, because I don't want to give you points of threat.
Next time.
Captain,
Aw,
although it's
sad face.
not necessarily customary for the captain to join the away mission, I'm not going to say anything in my report about this. However, do you want me to remain behind in your stead?
If you think that that's best, you can keep the ship, keep transporter lock on us, just in case we need to make a quick exit.
Sure, and if there's any comm traffic that I intercept, I'll relay a message to you.
So I'm going to bring us in, and I'm going to bring us into a geosynchronous orbit with the North Pole so that we can hide our warp signature from any incoming ships,
Okay.
which is, again, something canon Star Trek. They've done it countless times on Next Generation.
If you will, give me a control con.
Absolutely, I can.
With the ships. I didn't have it open, unfortunately.
Engineering or something like that?
I'm thinking. Yeah, engines with security.
Engine security?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Difficulty?
This one will be difficulty 3.
All right, I'm gonna spend a momentum for an extra die.
Okay.
So I'll be rolling 4 dice all together. That's the ship. And I'm assuming my evasive maneuvers focus applies.
That does.
Sounds good. That one is cocked. Let's try that again. Okay, so that's a 2, a 13, an 11, and a 9 from the ship. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Phew. Well, that will max out your momentum again, give you 1 over if you wanted to spend it.
Yes, I would like to spend it for a question
Sure.
to the GM.
Yeah.
Does this outpost have any way of detecting us?
It does have sensors. It's kind of like a satellite station set up to monitor and to listen.
I would like to, if possible, spend 2 points of momentum to create an advantage.
Ooh, okay.
That we have not been detected.
Okay. I'll help you out there. One of the things that is discoverable about this planet is that the planet has a very strong magnetism to it.
Has a strong magnetic pole.
Yes. More than just a pole, it almost radiates.
Oh. Interesting.
With magnetism. And if you tune into that, you can kind of hide in that magnetic field.
Can I also spend another point for another obtain information spend? I'm sorry,
Sure.
I'm blowing through our momentum, but I'm acting with an abundance of caution right now.
Yeah.
I would like to ask a question of the GM. So since I basically also got 5 successes and I've got a whole buttload of momentum, I would like to ask, is this magnetic field going to affect our crew members that have the genetic variant?
Ooh. The planet itself? No.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, no. The planet just naturally has a very strong magnetic field.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And for the away mission, it's going to be myself, to pray, and Giri, and I want to make sure that all 3 of us do not have a genetic variance.
So far, that has been the scan. Yes.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
So Giri, I want to make, because I know that we're clear, but I just want to make sure Giri's clear. I don't want a traitor in our midst.
Jesse, did you want to take control of Giri, or did you want to send somebody else in with the away team to control?
That's a good question. I think that I could try playing Giri, sure.
Okay, sure.
My name is Giri.
Giri. Yeah.
Giri.
It's Giri, not Gary. Fantastic. I will go ahead and get you the stats for that, or for him, and we will go ahead and take our break as the away team heads down to the planet surface. All right. Thank you, everybody who has stuck around and watched this very creepy and fun little adventure that we've been on so far.
And extremely cathartic.
Somehow. just helping your people out, you know.
Do our best.
We hope that you'll come back and see the rest of this. We will be back at the half hour. So stick around, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye. 1. Hello and welcome back. So, when we last left our intrepid crew, they were headed down to the planet's surface. This desert planet, to locate a fold outpost and potentially infiltrate it for a desperately needed piece of technology to create a mind field. Yeah, I think that's right. So
I'll be in the pilot seat. I'm going to bring us down in such a way that makes it look like it's a crash landing.
Okay.
I'm going to vent a little plasma just for show.
So I'm going to need a good control con of... this one's going to be difficult at a 3.
At a 3? All right, sounds good. I'm guessing would my focus of evasive maneuvers
Yes.
sort of come in handy here?
Is there anything I can do to help?
Yes. The planet's magnetic field, that's where I was going, is making it... is almost like creating a buoyancy situation in the air. So you could help the computer to account for it.
By mapping the magnetic field, maybe?
Sure, yeah. Finding like pockets where it's weaker, almost like thermals. Yeah.
Captain, I will use the sensor array to evaluate the magnetic field and develop a map of the field to make this landing easier.
Sounds good.
So reason science, I think, would help there.
And mine is control and con.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sounds good.
What's my difficulty?
So it's a difficulty 3 for the whole check.
So you'll only roll 1.
I got 1 success.
1d. Yeah, there you go.
And 2 successes from me, so that's exactly what we need.
Okay. So 3 successes. You adjust for the buoyancy that the magnetic field is imposing upon the runabout, working it side to side almost as you descend haphazardly toward the planet's surface. Then maybe rough the landing up a little bit, drag it through the dirt and the sand.
Just a little bit.
Just a little
find
bit.
A soft
some
pile of sand to land us in.
Kicking up some rocks and other things. And come to a stop.
Excellent landing, Captain.
That's perfect.
Thank you,
That's
Kiri.
great.
I think we can all appreciate that we have arrived in one piece.
All right. On our way. I guess now that we've scanned for like the closest, or we know that the outpost isn't that far away from us, probably like a little bit of a walk.
You've landed... Ooh. 10 clicks away.
So probably about an hour walk.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's put on a good show, shall we?
Indeed, yes.
Break legs, everyone. I think that's the human expression.
Yes, I do believe it is. An old theater expression, if I remember correctly.
I'm not quite sure why legs have to be broken in order for a performance to go off well, but we'll just work with it.
Captain, are you familiar with the 21st century movie Dune?
No, I'm not.
In it, there was a megafauna on the planet in this film that was sensitive to the rhythmic movement on sand. Be wary.
All right. We'll
I
we'll
can only presume
find our
this
way
is a now.
around it. Scanners to maximum? That sounds terrifying. Do we need to scan for that now?
It may prove wise. I can only presume this is a now extinct creature from the planet Earth that was used in the film.
Hmm. Must be. We should definitely be careful. Is Geary a human?
Yep.
No, Captain. I thought I was Tellarite. Oh, that's Cedric, sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Geary
yeah.
is human.
Yeah.
Geary,
Most
is that
days.
true?
About the worm?
About the worm. A giant worm on your planet? That sounds terrifying.
I think it's been exaggerated over many centuries, Captain. You know how when somebody catches a fish and they start out like, this is how big it was. And then next week they tell the same story and now it's this big. I think it's like that.
I don't understand. It is illogical to lie about the size of the fish. Why would not one provide an accurate report of the fish they had caught?
Well, I
Seems a
think
little illogical, you're right.
in order to impress the person they are telling the story to, they say the fish was bigger.
Oh, it's like this is a human social thing, isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Ah, it must be.
All right, let's get ready to go, and I'll grab a backpack of things that we like. Basically, I'd have them assemble like a little thing of scrap that we could use for bartering, if that's what it comes down to.
Fantastic. The back of the runabout lowers and expels you out into a hot, heavy world. It's the rock formations jut up at high, thin angles. The sand, when you put your foot down, kicks up and seems to float for a moment before settling back down.
Must be something to do with the magnetic field. Causes gravity to work a little bit wonky here.
There are shapes on the horizon in the air, like birds, that almost seem to swim on that buoyancy that you experienced. They move and turn like schools of tuna, switching directions very quickly and then just kind of swimming along.
Is that not remarkable, Captain?
It's beautiful. I don't think I've seen anything quite like it.
The walk...
Yes, it's very nice. Could we get going? It's really hot.
I mean, Talin Tepre is loving this heat. I'm assuming it's been a while since you've been in this kind of heat since Vulcan.
Yes, she's actually, I imagine her like stretching out in the heat, getting ready to jog in it.
Oh, it's just like back home.
Mm-hmm.
The walk is long, and it does take about an hour to get close to the outpost, according to your sensors. You get within 2 kilometers. When something in the sand something metallic kind of shoots up as you pass and begins to chirp angrily.
Like some kind of proximity sensor?
Yes.
It's
like-
technological, not biological.
It's technological, yes.
Pull out a tricorder and scan it.
It seems to be a simple proximity device.
Can I step on it to put it back down under the sand? Like a sprinkler, you know, when you step on your sprinklers.
Yeah. You could. But it does not seem to be reading for you. As kind of a shadow passes over you, you see one of those schools of creatures swirling overhead.
Like a murmuration?
Yes.
I think we might need to move a little bit quicker, everybody. And I'll sort of move everybody a little bit in more of a hurried pace towards our destination.
The prey starts jogging.
There are a couple of land-bound biologics, fauna, that resemble six-legged dogs that are probably a dozen meters out. They kind of they lift their heads as you hurry past, and they take notice of the murmuration above and begin to sprint a different way.
That's always an encouraging sign.
Again, a little bit more of a hurried pace.
All right. If I could get separately a daring security from each of you, difficulty 1.
Not as daring.
We each get to roll 2 dice.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh no, Geary, no.
Yuri rolled an 18 and a 20, so 2 failures and a complication.
No.
No, not Gary.
Well, I got a 12, which is a success,
So I needed
and
to
a
roll...
20.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So I needed to roll an 8, and I rolled a 6 and a 3.
Okay.
So that's 2 successes.
I think we each needed 1.
Yeah. All right, so
You could always bank the complications for points of threat.
yeah, no, not in this particular situation.
Oh.
Because this is fun. I design these things and I want to show them off.
Vampire Bites decided to redeem something pointless and random.
Oh, what did we redeem?
Something pointless and
something
random.
pointless and random. Okay.
Yep.
Something pointless and random. Okay. With the complications. The 3 of you sprint ahead, eager to hit the outpost before the flying creatures decide to descend. And you hit an embankment that was just enough of a gutter that both the captain and Geary just completely fall into. The Geary falls first and grabs the captain, pulling her in. At the bottom of the ravine, the small ravine, like you're not falling like too far, but
do we take a point of stress?
Yes. Yeah.
Let's just write that down.
You find a beaded necklace.
Oh. I'm gonna grab it and pocket it. Souvenir.
There you go. Something pointless and random.
Nice.
If I was playing my weekly game with my tabletop crew, I would say probably check to make sure that item's not cursed, but what do I know?
Ooh.
Well,
Give me
it's not Call of
ideas.
Cthulhu.
Yeah, you find a beaded necklace in the sand as you come to a stop.
Souvenir.
Tended
Put
to
it
pray,
in the bag.
You see the two topple down into the embankment and kind of give a graceful hop down to the bottom.
She'll pause and turn around. Captain, are you okay?
Quite fine. I found a necklace. Do you want it?
She'll take it and examine it. I have no need for this, but it is interesting.
I figured it might be anthropologically relevant.
Indeed. An example of their culture. Thank you.
It's yours.
I suspect we might need to move faster.
Even as
Me
you
too.
say that, Lieutenant Dupre, there is a yelp. And as everybody's attention turns, you see that a small group of these flying creatures have dove at the dogs. And even as the group is coming back up, you see multiple lacerations, visible lacerations, open up on this poor animal as the birds climb back up and come back around for potentially a second attack.
All right, let's move, everybody. Go, 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 go.
The larger
Dupre's gone.
group descends as you climb back to your feet and run for the outpost. Would you just like to run and we see if you can make it before?
I think
Yeah.
so. That's the vibe right now.
I'm not much of a shot, and we've got two science officers with us that aren't probably that great of a shot either.
Okay.
Probably
actually-
not, huh?
Actually, you know what? I think I'm gonna try like a daring security to just do like a phaser shot over my shoulder, just to
Ooh.
see if I can ward them
Okay.
off a little bit.
All right. Yeah.
You
Go
failed me
for
because
it.
you rolled a 20. Let's try you. Oh, that's very good. That's 2 successes.
Oh, perfect. Because they rolled for 1. So you get the hit.
Okay. And like just enough to make one of them like think twice about attacking us and then run to the outpost.
Sure. So go ahead and roll me your phaser damage.
Absolutely. So my phaser damage is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I need a 5th. There we go. So that is a That is 1 hit and 1, 2, 3 effects.
Ooh. Okay. Since you were attempting to hold them off with this blast, you can use your effects toward arresting their momentum for the moment.
Absolutely, I would love to.
So you kind of, even as you fire over your shoulder, you hold the button down a little bit, allowing the beam to strafe across the group of them, catching a couple of the creatures in its blast. They drop to the sand, inert.
Okay.
And the rest of them kind of pull back in surprise, scatter, and come back around to regroup.
To attack easier prey.
Yep. So if you will go ahead and give me another daring security to make the run.
What's the difficulty? 1 again, or is it?
Oh, or fitness. I'm sorry. Fitness would be more apropos, I guess. Fitness and security, yeah. So difficulty 1 still, thanks to the captain.
2 successes.
Same.
Giddy?
Giddy?
Oh, sorry. I was just listening and I wasn't even like, I'm not there. I clearly don't
I'm
have
enjoying this.
Wow, what a cool show.
Can you repeat what I was rolling for?
Fitness, security.
Okay. Fitness and security. No, Yuri fails both of those as well. However, he would pass if we had a -2, chat.
Did you get another one? I think you got one from Cole Drake.
Yeah, we did get one from
Yeah.
Cole
Okay, then yeah, 1 success.
And then also PWB in DE just dropped another.
You are
minus
a
10.
gem, PWB, so thank you so much.
That's what they call an upsell.
Heck yeah.
Awesome. So Gary, you can't quite get your footing initially, but then you get you hit a rock that you can push off of and hightail it to the outpost. The outpost is a squat metal building. It's got all kinds of antenna and mechanisms adorning the outside. The door lies ahead.
By the way, Cole Drake gave us another -2 for future reference.
Thank you very much.
You are so sweet. Thank you so much for helping out our players.
We apparently need it tonight.
What do these mechanisms look like? Are they? Could they possibly be like defensive weapons?
They do not seem to be. They, from just a glance, they look to be communication devices.
Okay.
Yeah. So, you reach the structure. There is a door, metal door in the side of the building. You're gonna knock?
Yeah. Or if there's a button for a doorbell, I'll press that.
There is a little panel for code entry and for visual display.
See if they could buzz us in. I'm just gonna start pressing every button on this apartment complex before someone listens until someone else says.
The monitor comes on, and it's a young looking man. Again, that neutral.
Veins?
Yep. Definitely has the veins. Neutral skin. Forehead's a little bumpy, but it
Like it used to have forehead ridges or something similar.
could be a good assumption.
Because we were told about how it does, like, almost homogenize your facial features a little bit.
Yes.
Our ship just crashed about an hour away from here, but we were able to find our way to your settlement. Is there any chance that we could come in to get some shelter because there's those creatures outside?
Oh, I'm sorry about your troubles there. I don't know. I'm not really supposed to let anybody else in.
Well, we have things that we can barter. We were able to also scan that you had ships here, and we're looking for components to help repair ours so that we can get off this planet as soon as possible. Is there any way that you would be able to help render us some assistance?
Well, if you will please give me a presence command,
Hell
as
yes,
the
I would love
captain is wont to do.
do any of my focuses apply? Composure, team dynamics, inspiration.
I will say composure.
Composure?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Just because
so
you're trying not to panic as these winged things are bearing down on you.
sounds good. So that is 3 successes on the die.
Okay, that is plenty. In fact, I'll even give you one there. Momentum.
Heck yeah.
Well, all right. You'll hear the door click free and slide open with a hiss, a grinding hiss, as the sand has gotten into the mechanisms a little bit.
Oh. As soon as we get in. Oh, thank you so much.
Door closes just as you see silvery bodies of the creatures swoop by.
Whew. That was a close one out there.
Oh, you should really be careful. I mean, the Yushin, they get pretty aggressive when they encounter anything that looks like food.
Seems like it's just one aggressive thing after another. We just got attacked also by, what was the name of the insert name? It was
Cytherians.
Cytherian. We were just attacked by a Cytherian ship.
Too? Oh.
Yeah, we were able to make our way to the system, but our ship wasn't able to make the landing with the electromagnetic pulses, so we crashed. Luckily, I was able to steer us not too far from your settlement.
Well, we can certainly provide some shelter, some food, if you would like. I think I have a couple of rations that I could spare.
Well, we also have, we're not sure what you'd have on this planet, but we do have a couple rations if you'd like to trade for ours as well. Again, we're, what did we need? We needed a new optronic relay, correct? In order to get the ship up and flying again?
Yes, Captain. There were a few spare parts we needed, including that. In addition, we do have a crew member who is ailing. This is a crew member with some bioorganic components, and if you have any bioorganic interface materials, that may help us.
Okay. I'm gonna need a daring command from whoever wants to, or I'm gonna say from the captain because you're taking the lead on this. I just realized
I'm assuming this is assisted.
Out of order. There we go.
Yeah. And what can I do to assist? I do have xenoanthropology and cultural studies as focuses.
Uh,
Do you need to apply a focus to help?
No,
no.
you don't. But if it just means that if you hit, you would crit
Yeah.
on your discipline and lower.
I also have a value.
Okay.
Emotional species can be reasoned with.
Emotional species can be reasoned with. Yes, that would apply here. Absolutely. For to pray, I'm going to say daring engineering.
Okay.
So this is going to be a difficulty 4. And I say that because some of the components that you're asking for
Are rare.
well, it just might
Might be not something you're willing to part with.
that or may give the game away. So just want to make sure that you're able to talk around.
I'd be able to buy an extra die.
Absolutely.
And would I as well?
You know what? Yeah, sure, why not?
We've got the momentum.
Yeah, you do. Absolutely.
There to be
Gary,
used.
did you want to jump in on this?
I think Gary would just be in the background with his arms crossed, like, yeah, they know what they're doing.
Okay.
So if I can just maintain some kind of stern face composure.
Presence security.
All right. Going for a 10.
Still only one success.
Okay, 1. And then how many from the captain?
3.
Oh,
It's a good thing I bought that extra die.
I rolled 2 dice by accident. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to. But if I take the highest one and then I use a -2, that's 1 success.
Okay. Well,
So
do
we
you,
still have
do
one
you
left.
want to use the -2? Because they succeeded. It's whether or not you want that extra point of momentum.
Oh, did we get 4 successes? We did it?
Yeah.
I'll
So
save
I
the
got 3.
-2.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Sounds good. I think that we could come to some sort of arrangement based on what you have and what we can provide. Though, perhaps, you might want to spend a little bit of time. We don't have a lot of outsiders to talk to, and we'd love to get into a nice chat or two, if you're so willing.
I personally would be most fascinated in having conversations with you about your culture.
Good. That's
I would like to try the food.
Why do I have the feeling that we're going to be in for a sermon if we stay? Why do I have that feeling that, we'd love to just have a cup of coffee and maybe chat a little bit, and I could tell you all about this wonderful book that I have. It's called Watchtower.
Dupre is earnestly interested in learning about the Folds culture.
Yeah,
And it may be valuable, so she's definitely down for it.
absolutely.
Yeah. And I am guessing by what you have said, you have limited resources when it comes to food and variety thereof. We could, upon correcting our ship, provide additional food resources that might provide you more pleasing variety.
That won't be necessary. We have a supply ship that comes around every so often. Keeps us nice and topped up.
Excellent. How many of you are here?
Oh, there's let's see, I gotta get up my list of names here.
How many of you are here? She asked for no nefarious reason.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Not trying to get an idea of your strengths and weaknesses.
Let's see, there's me, Karnak. There's Searle. And Ubug. And Trot.
Ah. I hope they are all as amicable as you.
You'll find us a pretty friendly bunch. Now, please, come in. do knock off your the sand off your boots. We don't want to track it everywhere.
Ah, of course.
I am having flashbacks to every Sunday when, without fail, the JWs would show up at my parents' house and hand my dad the watchtower and sit down for a cup of coffee because my dad was too nice to not send them packing.
Hello, my name is Elder Grant. And I would like to
Donnie
share
and his wife Joanna came
most
by
amazing
every
book.
Sunday without failure. They wanted to
haven't
make
seen
sure
that
that we
show
knew
in
the
so
good
long.
word of the Lord. Maybe stop by the hall. Anyways.
He'll lead you into a side room that's it's pretty cramped, especially with the kind of dining table in the middle, where several chairs are set up and two other members are sitting and having a meal of ration. They both kind of spring up and reach out their hands and offer intros.
Vulcan salute.
Yep. This is Ubug and Trot.
Greetings.
I'm Captain Tay, and these are my associates. We were just on a routine scanning expedition when we got attacked.
Well, glad you made it here. I know that it can be kind of scary out there. Those Yushin are they're pretty ornery sometimes. But keep me busy, always having to reside the place.
Oh, do they attack the facility as well?
Oh no, just whenever they're hunting something, sometimes they'll graze the side of the building, and their wings are like razor sharp. So whatever gets in their way tends to get a little scratched up.
Huh.
Yep.
Oh, well, I'm glad we're on the inside, not on the outside then.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's really good that you made it in, that you're safe, that... where did you come from?
Our ship crash landed about an hour's walk from here.
Oh. Well, man. Walked here an hour without... Ooh. That's...
Well, we didn't. Our ship's inoperable at the moment. Without the parts we need, we can't really get off world.
That's unfortunate. Yeah. I'm sure we can help you out. Kieran said you have stuff to trade and stuff.
Yes. So we've got a pretty wide variety here. She'll take the backpack off and sort of lay things out. There's like a couple different like power conduits, sort of things that we like, minor things that we've replicated from the ship and we've brought here. And one of them, like, there's like some ration packs in case rations, food, and water is what they're looking for. Just like a variety of like, just like the spread that like a merchant would put out.
And like a Life magazine.
A Life magazine, some hollow pads with our culture, like books.
Oh well, that's nice.
Anything that's that you're interested in, we're more than willing to. This is what we have to spare from our resources aboard the ship.
That's thank you. I'm sure we could put it to some good use.
No, well, we're looking to trade for, obviously, for the resources that you have in order to get our ship up and running again.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, we're share and share alike. You know, we're not stingy here, though. We would, we enjoy the chance to chat with outsiders and kind of invite you to get to know us.
Ah, excellent. In addition, our friend here, Lieutenant Gary, is quite a skilled scientist and engineer, and should you have any or rather equipment that require repair that you do not have the skills to repair, Gary here may be capable of providing those repairs for you.
We've got all our repairs under are well in hand. That's what I was looking for. So yeah, we're good. We're good. Thanks. Though, if you wouldn't mind, maybe we can go over into the sitting room and we'll just have our chat. Yeah.
Excellent.
Do you need all of us present? I could start on removing some of the equipment we need from some of the ships.
Oh, you probably don't want to go out there and until the flocks pass by. Our sensors will tell us when it's pretty good, pretty good, safe to be out. Yes.
But yes, I would be most curious to hear about your stories and your culture. And in the interim, my friends here may be capable of moving materials back and forth.
Of course.
That may be most efficient.
But why don't we wait for a little bit? We'll just go chat and we'll all break ration together.
Dupre will give you eye contact, Captain, letting you know that she tried to save you from this mess.
I know.
Trot will usher you into an adjoining room where there are a couple of comfy-looking chairs and nice sitting area with.
Do you happen to have a place that I can get washed up? Being outside, I fell down and I think I tore some of my clothes. Would it be okay if I just found a little off room to just repair the damage?
Let me just see if I can find you some replacement clothes. We've got.
No, I don't need any. I don't need any clothes. I just need to get cleaned up, just a touch. Do you have like a washing station?
Just hold there 1 second. I'll be right back. And he exits through the door, and it shuts behind him.
We're stuck here now.
I think yes, that's what happened. We just got taken.
We just got taken, didn't we?
You know, sometimes you think you're gonna know when you see it, but then when it happens, you're like, how come I didn't see that?
Yeah. Captain to Parallax.
Can I receive the signal?
You do not.
There it is. All right. Looks like we're out of communications range as well.
So much for hospitality.
Do you happen to have those engineering tools? Can I spend a point to create an advantage?
Ooh. Is it 1 point or 2?
It's 2 points to create an advantage.
So you have 3 currently.
Okay.
So that will
I know that
when
we were rolling, we did have a couple extra on top of them, because I know that when we rolled that fitness security, we each had 2, and it was a difficulty 1.
Yes.
So we would have had an extra 2 points of momentum from that.
Yeah, that will put you back down to 3. Yeah.
Okay. I'll just I'll use those 2 points of momentum, and I would like to create an advantage.
Okay.
That one of us remember to bring in some engineer's tools to help get this door open.
I feel like Gary would always have a pack.
That's the advantage I'd like to create.
Yep.
Takes his little backpack off and like pulls it open, starts taking out tools. Hypo spanner, miniature particle aligner.
Okay.
All right. Let's get us out of here.
All right. So this is going to be a bit of an extended task.
Okay.
As Gary goes to work on the door panel to get it open.
Just shining various lights at it that are somehow doing something.
So this is going to be reason engineering.
And can I aid?
You absolutely can. Same roll.
Nice. Can I also aid by inspiring them?
So, I will say I have a talent, intense scrutiny.
Okay.
And whenever I succeed at a task using reason or control as part of an extended task, I may ignore up to 2 resistance for every effect rolled.
Ooh. Okay. So, as far let's see, these extended tasks are.
I really need to remember this talent that I have before we get into these predicaments. I have a quick survey, which lets me just automatically know something at the beginning of a scene if I can see something happening.
Yeah.
Could have
And
asked
if
they're telling the truth or what their intentions are. Anyways.
Yep. So if my deductive reasoning applies with this aid roll, then I have 2 successes. I rolled a 3.
Okay, so this is going to be a work of, I'm going to say 10, with a magnitude of 3 because of particular talents that are being employed here. Finally, with a resistance would have been of 3, but now 1 because of to praise. So, if you want to begin your rolls, so Geary, yours is reason and engineering.
Yep. I got a 3 and a 5, so 2 successes.
2 successes. Awesome. How about to pray?
Yep. So I assumed I had the same skills.
Yes.
So I rolled a 3, which for me is 2 successes if deductive reasoning
4.
applies.
All right. So you have a breakthrough. Excuse me. And then Captain?
So I'm just going to say to both of them, if you reroute the power this way to pray, you can adjust the regulator, and Geary, you can make sure that the flow throughput is nominal. That was a whole bunch of words that said absolutely nothing in technobabble.
Captain, are you sure you're not an engineer? That was very observant.
No, I'm just a good leader. I got 4 on the die, which, if team dynamics applies, is 2 successes.
That would. So you hit your breakthrough. You're also going to get a little bit of momentum there. So Gary, as you're working on it, everybody's kind of like chipping in their own unique fashion, Captain. A monitor comes on in the room. I wish you wouldn't do that. You just relax, make yourselves comfortable, and the ship will be here soon enough.
2 things in response. First, we are uncomfortable with feeling trapped, as we came here peacefully. Second thing is, what ship?
Oh, our lovely community has sent one of their cruisers. It's going to be here in 30 minutes, I suppose. Bless the patron. He tends to smile favorably on his children.
Fascinating. Anyways, we were opening this door.
Oh, but if you do, then we might have to shoot you. We don't want to do that.
You may find that we shoot back when threatened. And you may find that we are quite good shots.
Sure, I totally believe you. But do you want to take that risk, really? All right.
She's just going to turn back around and focus on the door. She's not going to deal with this nonsense.
All
It
right.
was a good stab at diplomacy. I would have just said, sorry, can't hear you.
La 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 la. All right. Second round, if you want to roll, same stats. So difficulty or magnitude 3. Resistance 1. Work has been
Would I be able
reduced.
to suggest something crazy?
Uh-oh. Okay.
Now hear me out, folks. We've got a bunch of people that are threatening to shoot us on the other side of this door.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any way that once we finish this extended task, could we perhaps buy an advantage of having the door blow out into them? Remember that thing where we overloaded the computer by accident, and it hurt to pray?
I may or may not be familiar, Captain.
Can we, do that, but at them?
Yes, I believe we could
Like,
probably
when
try to.
We get the door open by causing it to overload and explode outwards into them, or something like that, is what I'm
Yes.
suggesting.
Lieutenant Carey, if you see these relays here, if we overwhelm them.
Yes, if there's another panel on the other side, that should work. I don't remember seeing one.
Well, they had to press the panel to get us in here, right?
In the very least, we can obscure their vision by generating smoke.
Okay. All right.
That's my assistance, is just suggesting the second phase of the plan.
Brilliant.
In that case, we're going to increase the resistance by 1 as you're trying to do something in conjunction with. And
So,
work is down to...
So we
10.
have a couple momentum, correct?
Yes.
So one thing that we
Or-
can do during an extended task
6.
is after a successful roll,
Mm-hmm.
we can, for 1 momentum, we can use penetration, which ignores 2 resistance on a task.
Oh. Okay.
And if I succeed, which I already rolled it, then I can ignore 2 resistance as well.
Yeah.
Well, that will just bomb it out to 0 with the momentum. So.
Okay.
Yep.
So do we need to roll
Yep.
for it?
Everybody got a roll. Yeah.
Okay.
So 3 is the
Magnitude?
magnitude. Yeah.
I got 1
Resistance
success.
1, which means that we would... resistance 1, which means that... Or no, we're at resistance 0 because
Yep. Mm-hmm.
we negated it.
Well, so with extended tasks, it's almost like you're trying to hit and then you do damage, and the damage goes against the work that is required for it. So the resistance would reduce the amount of damage you could do. Yeah. Anyway.
Which means that it would take it. I think for the purpose of extended task, resistance means that you need an additional. Sorry, brain's
Success?
blanking. Success, yes. So it means that if it was a difficulty 3 on the roll, you would need 4 successes in order for it to actually go through, because resistance negates one of your successes.
We'll go with that.
Okay. Sorry, my brain is big braining.
That's all right.
You're all good. So is Giri leading this roll again?
Yep.
I got 1 success. If it was still a reason engineering.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Same rolls.
I also got 1 success, which reduced the resistance by 2.
Okay.
Can I buy another die?
Sure. That will put you down to 3 momentum.
Sadly, that didn't do anything for me.
Captain got 2 successes with a natural 1.
Nice.
All right. So give you back momentum. All right. Gary, you are making short work of this panel. You think one more round, probably?
Almost there, Captain.
No, it's really not nice to break the things of your host. I mean...
It's also not very nice to lock people in rooms.
Well, what else are we supposed to do with fugitives?
Fugitives?
Yeah, we've got reports from other ships that they're chasing you down.
Fascinating. We were welcomed as friends of the fold just recently. Alas. Shall we continue?
But, one of our converts says they used to serve with you. And says that, you're just being stubborn.
Would that
Is there a
crewman be privy to that knowledge that we were being stubborn with them?
Well, says he used to serve with you.
Is there a visible camera?
Yes.
Dupre's gonna shoot it and the screen.
Okay. You destroy both of them. Stationary objects and all.
It seemed illogical to continue conversation with an unwilling partner.
Fair enough.
Lieutenant Gary?
All right, last roll.
Right. Aligning the phase coils. Ooh, 2 successes.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Nice. And that was 2 successes for me as well with a 4 on the die.
Yeah.
Wunderbar.
With the exception of that 20 that I rolled earlier this evening.
Anything from
I'm
Dupre?
rolling pretty good.
I have nothing right now,
Okay.
but I feel like that was enough.
Lieutenant Gary, you have the panel set up for the feedback. So whenever the captain calls it.
Okay, Captain, for your idea to work, all you have to do is put your communicator, or actually here, take mine. Put it between these 2 diodes here.
All right. That was a move from Voyager, I think. And I'll do the boop. All right, everybody stand back. Boop.
The circuitry flares and sparks, and you hear a muffled explosion on the other side, and some shouting.
Come out, phasers firing.
All right.
Pew pew.
Pew pew. So there are 4 of them.
Mm-hmm.
And they are currently disoriented.
I would like to go for a daring security roll.
Yeah.
I'm not a security officer, and I do not have any points in phasers. But that was still a 4 and a 6 on the die.
Oh, nice.
Let's see.
I'd like also, possible, I would like to spend a momentum for the prepared action in combat.
Oh. And what does that grant you?
It grants me the ability to take advantage of the what are they called? Attack properties that happen when you roll effects.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. You land a hit.
All right, sounds good. So I'm going to roll my 5d6.
I think I have a soundboard for this one.
Yeah.
Pew 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 pew.
Okay. So that is 2 effects and 1 damage, 1 just regular hit.
Okay.
And I would like to, now that I've rolled the effects, I'd like to use the charge. Where is that? There is an attack property with, there it is. Charge. So I was prepared, which means that I would like to add area effect on this to see if I can stun all of them in like a cone.
Okay. Does that require additional rolls, or is that just...
No. It just, as far as I know, I think it just happens.
Okay.
It adds that property to the scene that they've been hit with a spread attack.
Gotcha.
So it's like an area. It's like just like a little bit of an area effect.
Okay. Well, they are kind of grouped up. Well, it's a small space, really. So it would be easy to catch them all in the blast. On top of the disorientation from the panel explosion, they are momentarily stunned.
Could T'Pray walk in and knock down whoever has the biggest gun? Her unarmed strike has the quality knockdown.
Yeah.
So and then take his weapon and use him as a meat shield.
Give me a fitness security.
Okay. One success.
Okay. It's a little difficult, but I'll give the attacker the benefit. It's a bit of a struggle, but you manage to grab one of the closer fold members and fight for a moment to get the rifle pointed at his fellows while you're got a arm lock around.
We intended to come in peace, and you gave us no alternative. I apologize for this. Would you like to back down? That would be logical at this point. Could I possibly intimidate them with
I'm
that?
so
Yeah,
proud.
yeah.
With maybe like
absolutely.
a control command?
Presence command.
I'll take it.
Yeah. Or presence security, whichever is higher for you.
Command is higher for me.
And I will see. It'll be against a difficulty 1.
Okay, that's one success.
Okay. They, blinking and trying to get the smoke and stuff out of their eyes will lay down phasers.
They fucked around, they found out.
Gary
And that-
smiles for the first time in his life.
You know, I really wish I had mind meld because I would love to mind meld with one of them.
I don't know if you would, but sure.
To get insight on their belief system and how they're manipulated.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, okay.
That's fair.
Oh my goodness.
Please, do the logical thing. Drop your weapons and stand back.
Oh, Oh, the patron's not gonna like this.
We wish to not hurt you. Please let us make that choice.
Oh, I mean, that's great and all, but when the ship gets here,
Your weapons have not been dropped.
oh, we did.
They did.
Oh, they did. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I thought they were giving me back sass. Okay, please stand back, and no more talking unless questions are asked. Lieutenant Gary, would you please like to go find the resources we need?
Yes, right away.
Captain, I wait for your command.
I would like to go to one of their computer terminals.
Okay.
I think we should start looking for information.
Ooh. Okay. The computer terminal is protected.
Okay. Like, would I be able to sort of like, I'm not very engineering. Is anybody a decent enough engineer?
I have some skills in engineering, Captain. Lieutenant Gary, upon return, may be capable.
I think for now, getting the things that we need is top priority. But
Agreed.
this is secondary, getting information. Would you be able to have a look at the files and see if you can
Yes.
maybe unlock this?
Are you familiar
said-
with the human phrasing do-si-do?
All right. Spin your partner to and fro.
Indeed. All right, so what can Tepray do to crack into this computer?
All right. I will need an insight security.
Okay.
And Geary, if you will please, I'm going to say insight engineering to find the part that you need.
The bioorganic material.
So for the security, difficulty 2. The engineering, also difficulty 2.
May I buy another die?
Yes, you may.
I
That'll
like
put
this
you
die.
down to 4 momentum.
That's 2 successes.
Perfect. You managed to crack their security system, and
In my best hacker voice, I'm in.
all right, Trinity. And the computer opens up to you. What are you looking for?
Can I just download as much information as possible for review later? Because we're kind of in a pinch on time now.
Sure.
The most important thing for us, I think, is understanding internal politics of the folds. Any information about the signal specifically that we can glean, and how we can manipulate or understand their security.
Okay. That the data can be parsed and looked through on the ship, or at least when you get out of here. So, but you'll download everything that you can into
On her space USB drive.
Yep, space USB. Geary, what'd you roll?
I rolled 2 12s. But, so I needed an 11.
Oh, okay.
But then I tried to redeem in chat a -2
Okay.
for my
Yep, I
own
was just in
roll.
the middle of thanking you for it.
I think we
use
actually
my old-
had an extra
Did
-2
we?
left over. We might have one extra one.
Yes, I
from-
think we did because PWD gave us one, which
Okay,
was which was in response to your call for one.
Right,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
But you had already used one from Coldrick. Anyway, long story short, you made it.
One success.
Geary, you go into the communications hub and begin pulling open various panels and looking for anything that would work as this biotech translator. And it is there. It's like this, almost like a battery, or a tank, a small tank full of this kind of red-gray liquid.
Okay.
It's almost like a weird slurry that is conjoining the communication systems and adding that biological component. So
Okay. So it's like a reserve tank or something.
kind of,
Yeah, I will take that, and I'm going to see if I can briefly tweak the communication array toward the parallax and give
to it.
them a short SOS and ask if they can do an emergency beam out.
Okay.
And recall the shuttle.
If you will give me a control engineering
Oh, I'll roll this one twice.
of difficulty
I have to
2.
control engineering. Gonna spend a momentum to roll a third die,
Okay.
which fell on the ground, so it's good luck. Okay, I rolled a 1, a 3, and a 4. So
Phew.
4
Oh.
successes.
Hell yeah!
All right, redeemed. While you were searching for that component, you saw their emergency broadcast circuitry, and just go over there, plug in your message.
Geary to the parallax, do you hear me? Geary to the parallax, come in.
I don't know. Do you hear yourself? Yes. I mean, the
guess I have to
parallax
talk to
will
myself, yeah.
get the message.
So I want to tell them about the half an hour ship arrival to like be aware that there's people coming, and then to try to get both us and the shuttle off the surface.
Okay. The magnetic field is making teleport very difficult, because they can't get a solid lock on you unless you're like out in the middle of nowhere.
Would going on the roof help?
It might, yes. It would lower the difficulty.
Okay. I will suggest that to the away team.
Okay.
Geary to the away team, to captain and to prey. I found a way to contact the ship, and they are going to try to transport us, but we need to go on the roof.
Understood.
On the roof with the creatures and the metal wings.
Well, they're having a difficult time locking onto us, so we need to be out in the open.
All right.
And before leaving, Dupre will look at the fellas from the fold and go, "It was our wish to do this peacefully and amicably. Remember forever that you chose violence, and we responded."
We didn't choose. Oh, sorry, good night, Gary. We didn't choose violence. You blew up the panel.
You trapped us against our will and held us prisoner, and then intended to abduct us.
Well,
Good day.
we're hoping you'd be our newest recruits, and well, one day you'll join us.
Unlikely. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Pip pip, cheerio.
If only I had a fedora.
I know, right?
I have several other hats within nearly arm's reach, but no fedora. And that is on purpose.
All right. Component in hand, you head up the stairs to the hatch leading to the roof.
Mm-hmm.
You climb out onto the roof, and The
And I
parallax.
start blasting.
So I start-
Thank you, Danny
Is the-
DeVito.
The Yushin are swarming about. And as soon as you come out blasting, they
Make sure they get the heck away from us.
And then I drop my condom. Let them know I've got a magnum dong.
all right.
Sorry, I could not resist.
Commander Talon, if you want to give me a control engineering
Okay.
with help from the ship to beam up your crew, it is only going to be a difficulty 2.
Okay. Can you roll for the ship, Anita?
Yes, absolutely,
Thanks.
I can.
Ship can. I'm thinking sensors.
It was a
Sensors and security.
it is a 3 on the die.
Ooh.
So help from the ship.
Okay.
I got 2 successes,
Perfect.
so we can bank 1.
Yep. The teleport goes through just as a swarm of the Yushin dive and cut through empty air as you are carried safely away back to the parallax. The parallax will have guided the runabout back in via autopilot,
Smart.
and you're going to make your getaway just before, or in plenty of time before the fold ship arrives.
No runabout left behind.
Exactly. Those things are expensive.
And I don't want them to get our technology.
Right? All her files.
Yeah.
Well, that too. All right. Well, I think that is a good place to button up for our conclusion of today's session of Star Trek Adventures: Flight Beyond the Veil. That was a little fun. That was a little thrilling.
Definitely a blast.
Uh,
Hey.
Well, I hope that you all have enjoyed tonight's session of Star Trek Adventures. I have been your Game Mistress Winter. You can find me at gmistresswinter on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And over at my channel, Mistress Winter's Court, on Mondays. I really thank Cybernation Uncensored for raiding me last week, or this past week. It was really nice. And I'm excited to run yet another Star Trek Adventures session next week. Same time, same channel. But until then, let me go ahead and have the others sign themselves off. Juicy.
Hi, I'm Juicy Garland, Boston area drag queen, playing our science officer and Vulcan, Lieutenant Dupre. You can find me on Twitter at Juicy Garland. You can find me on Instagram at juicy.garland. And you can find me back here tomorrow night playing Cyberpunk Red.
Woot woot. Yes, support CNU. All right. And Jesse.
Thanks everybody for sticking around. This was a fun one. I learned how to fight in Star Trek. You can find me on Tumblr at just-jesse-d. You can follow me on Hive at just-jesse-d. This weekend I am playing in a charity stream on a channel called Roarcat Reads on Twitch. We are raising money for Rainbow Refugee, which is a nonprofit organization in Vancouver. And they support people seeking refugee protection in Canada due to persecution based on sexual orientation, gender identity, gender expression, or HIV status. We're looking to raise $2,000 for this event, so come check us out. I'm playing a game called Big Gay Orcs. It's like a small indie one-page RPG where I'm going to play a big gay guy. It's going to be great. So come check it out.
If you need any pointers, hit me up.
That sounds absolutely fantastic and a great cause. So, yes, if you have the time and the resources, go support that. That's fantastic. Thank you. And Anita.
Hello, everybody. I'm Anita, or Panita, or Critical Misses. I was your captain this evening, Mira Drell. You can find me everywhere at Panita, at Critical Misses. I'm a ttrpg streamer, graphic designer, producer, cat mom about the space, and yeah. I have things that I usually plug, but you can follow me on Twitter to find all that.
Yep. Make sure to follow all these wonderful people wherever they can be found. And we will see you next week, Thursdays on Cybernation Uncensored. Thank you so much. Have a great week and a great weekend. Good night.
Cybernation Uncensored.